I'm here with Patrick and Yvonne from the Esports Association of the University of Alberta. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I'm from being here.
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah, so let me tell you guys a little bit about our association. So here at the University of Alberta, we have over 2.2k members and about 100 competitive members. We have a ton of games here that you guys can try out, be a competitive member, or just like play casually. Where we range from Valorant, League of Legends, Overwatch, Dota 2, COD, Rocket League, CSGO, Apex, Rainbow Six, TFT, Smash, and even some casual games like Splatoon, Omega Strikers, and so much more that you guys can come and enjoy. We do tryouts every fall semester. So in about 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, actually, yeah, in about 2 weeks' time, we'll be doing tryouts at our clubs fair. And I don't know, hopefully we see you guys at clubs fair or over at our Discord. If you guys want to check out the link, it'll be provided somewhere where Ivan can show you guys. And yeah, hopefully we see you guys in there. Like, come join us, come play.
And before we start delving the conversation about your association, like, can you tell us a bit about your story of how you got, to manage the
Ooh.
association and what you do for the association? Like in
Yeah.
short, it doesn't have to be very detailed, Patrick. Don't worry.
All right.
You should start, Yvonne. I'll go
Thank
right
you.
after.
So I've been in this association for about 3 years. I started in the Discord server during COVID. I decided, like, why not just play some video games for fun? And I joined my first year of the university during COVID. I joined the Discord server and I started out as a moderator. And then that quickly escalated to secretary. And then I started managing, no, and then I started becoming a player for our all women's team. It started around 2021. And then quickly I decided, you know what? Instead of being a player, I would love to manage the all women's team because I want to give like minority gendered in gaming and esports like those opportunities, those resources to play because girls can game too, right? And now I've upgraded to being the president of the Esports Association for this upcoming year because I love esports. This is probably going to be the path that I go down after I graduate. For reference, I am a psychology major. So probably after I graduate, this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. And I'm so, so, so excited.
That's great. And what are you thinking as a career path mixing your psychology major in the esports industry? What do you think? Where do you want to go?
So to be quite frank with you, I don't know if they have any relations. I started doing psychology as my major because I actually wanted to be a therapist. I wanted to pursue my master's. I wanted to do research, and like that was initially my plan. But I guess along the way, I realized research wasn't for me. It's not something that I'm passionate about. It's very tedious. It's very long. I don't think I want to be writing papers for the rest of my life, or helping people in that sense. So esports kind of gave me a different look on a lot of things because I've always been passionate about gaming. I just never saw it as like a serious career or something that I could see myself doing for a very long time. And so I personally don't think there's like too much relation between the two. But if you do psychology, you could do sports psychology, which is kind of similar to kind of like managing and like business in that sense. So you could do something like that. And that's actually something that I might do after I graduate is to see if I can define it into like that category instead.
That's great. That's great. And what about you, Patrick?
With me and the University of Alberta Esports Association, I actually joined last year of fall 2022. This was solely because I was in another university that did not have any esports programs. So I came in with a blind eye because I kind of just use video games as a way to like get my mind off of video games. So I found about the University of Alberta Esports Association back in their clubs fair when they hosted on campus in fall 2022. And little did I know they had like little cards or little like sheets of paper that says, "Oh, they're hosting competitive game tryouts." So with my gaming background, I used to play a lot of MOBAs, so like Dota, Chaos, League of Legends. I play League of Legends a lot, even till now. We tried out for their teams and eventually made it in. I guess one exciting thing about that is the first couple of months we were playing as a competitive team for League of Legends, we actually went undefeated in our division, which was this open division against like a bunch of United States colleges and whatnot. And then the coming winter, I actually became their league manager, league representative for the Esports Association for a bit. And then we quickly soared through somehow and became our secretary for this upcoming year. But we're also the main graphic designer and motion designer. So everything from like trial graphics, from pamphlets to business cards to flyers, anything promotion material that you'll see on any various social media such as Twitter, Instagram, more than likely came from my hands and Photoshop. So it's a mix between competitive gaming and the back end work, but we're having the time of our lives. Don't get me wrong, no more sleep, but we're enjoying the process as we get through it.
That's great. No, and with those skills you're developing, like in graphic design, would you do it like after graduation, or what is your area of study?
So my area of studies at the moment is I'm currently taking my undergraduate in Bachelor of Science. So currently my major is in biological sciences with a minor in psychology. This is solely because esports is one end of the spectrum. On the other end of the spectrum, I am focusing on studying where I have I actually have referrals for my master's and my PhD already. So we're gonna take my master's and my PhD in radiology, which is one end of the spectrum. We're potentially looking at an after degree in design. I'm actually currently taking design courses online, which are paid and whatnot, to like excel my learning and try to like boost that creativity up in design. But it's in the mix. Whatever my undergraduate degree is, it doesn't really mesh well with esports whatsoever. I don't think you can apply like biological sciences with esports. I don't think you're going to use a microscope while gaming, or you're going to be studying like, insects or whatnot in the middle of like playing a game. But psychology is same as Yvonne. You could totally look into sports psychology. You could totally look at sports therapy even, because the mental health is one defining factor of esports, like especially with in the pro scene, even in the collegiate scene. If you're practicing gaming for hours on end, what's going to take a toll on your mental? Like what's the consequences for playing 8 hours of like one single game just trying to practice and become the best, right?
The invisible training that they call it, all the is the most important. So
exactly.
Yeah, and the other members, well, those that are like in the let's call it the management team. You know, like you guys and the guys, you know, leading the esports association. What is like the ratio of the students that would like to somehow get into with their skills, get into the esports industry, and those that are just gonna continue with their basically
with their studies?
With the studies in the workforce? Yeah. What is that ratio? What do you say? Approx?
It's a very small ratio.
Very small ratio?
I'm one of the sorry. Me and Patrick are two of the few that actually are looking to go into the esports industry from the executive team. Everyone else on the executive team is probably looking to just kind of do this as like a hobby, just kind of for fun, something on a resume, you know, like, oh, I was the like VP internal for the Esports Association, which is not bad, which is not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I say this club is super helpful in that if you want to gain like any sort of like leadership experiences, if you just want to do something completely out of the box, like if you want to broadcast, like this is definitely the place to do it. This is a place where you can try and be anything that you want. You can be a streamer. I actually run a streaming camp here in Alberta, which basically is a camp that teaches specifically high school students how to stream on Twitch. And it's not just those skills that they carry on within the camp, it's skills that they can carry and transfer to anything that they want to do, especially in like a university when you want to do like graphics, or maybe you want to do like computer science. There's so many things that like lays the foundation here in our association that actually gives a lot of people like the opportunities and resources to just do whatever they want and be whatever they want. Like you don't have to be stuck to this like 4-year plan degree. I want to do like a 9 to 5 job. No, there's so many connections. There's so many things that you can do. You just got to be open to doing them.
That is great. That is great. And you guys, like, what is like your day-to-day schedule, like with classes and then working in the association? How would you say is a day-to-day for you guys? Like, because you Patrick said that you don't sleep much because of the
Yeah,
association.
if
How would
you
that
if
schedule
you
look like?
I was gonna say, if you want me to start with my schedule, I'd be more than happy
Yeah, it's okay.
to talk about it. So for this upcoming fall semester, we have 4 courses. Luckily, one is online, and the other 3 are going to be on the University of Alberta campus. Luckily, they only land from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we have the entire weekend off. We have Monday and Friday off. So on those days off, you'll probably see me working in more than likely the weekend. And then Monday, Friday, Saturday evening, Sunday evening, you're literally going to see my Discord profile and says I'll either be on Photoshop or on another dedicated Adobe product called After Effects, which I just literally sit for 6 to 7 hours trying to grind as much graphics and as much promotional material before everything starts hounding in, because already we are bombarded with a lot of events. Already this September, we already have quite a few events in mind, and some that we actually haven't started, which we should probably get started on as soon as possible. But since I am also playing competitive too, I gotta find a way to fit in practicing too. Usually right after classes, I usually just like to go to the gym and go home, and then we do all our practicing and grinding and whatnot throughout the weekdays. But it's looking like to a bare minimum now that I'm starting to practice. We have to get back on that schedule very soon. So busy schedule. At the moment, we're looking like 4 to 6 hours of sleep per day now, just trying to get all of it going, all of it set up, because for me personally, I set my standards very, very high. I don't want it to be lower. I don't want it to be in the middle where I'm just okay with. I want it to be such a high standard where not only is it a leadership, like a really nice looking leadership model, but also it's for myself, because I genuinely have a fear of failing, and I don't want to fail or mess up anything in that regard, especially being one of the higher ups. So setting example for like first year students or any high school students that are looking into our association and like seeing all of this hard work and whatnot, well, hopefully they'll know in the long run that it's no easy process. Just like, oh, I can sit down and play video games for like 7-8 hours in the end casually, but at the same time, can you also handle like managing meetings? Can you manage like emails? Can you actually like socially interact with other people, try to promote the club? Can you try to like whatever back end work that folks don't see outside of just playing video games and earning cash? I mean, that's that end of the spectrum, really.
Yeah. And you guys are an association right now. Do you want to continue being an association, or do you guys want to, because you're adding so much value to the University of Alberta, would you want to be like more inclusive in the university, like the university giving you more resources? And how are you talking to the administration of the university, if that is a thing?
So I can't explain much, unfortunately, but we are trying to vouch for being varsity for quite a bit now. I know Yvonne has been here longer than I have, but I've seen all the stories and whatnot of like each year our executives are trying to push for varsity, and
Mhm.
it's been an uphill battle. Not gonna lie.
So, varsity status is something that, um, honestly, I'm not too sure if I want to go for,
Mhm.
because at least in Canada, like I mentioned, at least in the East Coast, they have varsity status, but they have a lot of rules that they have to adhere to. So when they're making their logos, when they're making their jerseys, that's a long, lengthy process. Like I think it's been like 2 years that they've said that they want to make jerseys, but unfortunately, every single time they're like, "Oh, can we do this?" And the university's like, "No." Can we do this? No, you can't do that. Can we do this? You might have to do this instead. So it's having a varsity status may seem like it's a great opportunity, and there's definitely the benefits of it, but it's really, really hard to accomplish anything that like you want in the best interest of a club. And then on the northeast, southwest, on the west coast, so for example, like British Columbia, they don't really affiliate with the club at all. Oh, sorry, they don't, with the university at all. They do get to use their like name in a sense, but it's completely separate. So they don't get any funding, they don't get any support from university, they don't get any of those benefits, but they can do like whatever they want. They're free to do any like sponsorships, they can sell merch, they can make that money on their own. They have a lot of creativity that they can play around with. And for us, we're like kind of like in the middle. We're basically in the middle. We're associated with the university, but we don't have to adhere to all those rules. And I think it's like a perfect mix. It's kind of like in a weird middle ground, but like for now, I think not having to push for varsity is like might be in the best interest of us right now, just to see like and play on what we want to do. So yeah, that is
Mhm.
it. That's for the Canadian colleges right now. Like that's where we're all at right now.
Yeah. And what are the main areas you're focusing on, and trying to be the best at, for then to potentially grow even more, because I don't know if you're focusing in many areas, or just in a few and being the best at it. Like what is your focus in the program? Is it competition? Is it developing skills from other positions, like graphic design, content creation, and everything? Or is it like, what is the objective right now, of of you guys as an association?
Yeah, so every year, I would say like every president has his own vision, right?
Hmm.
Because as a president, you're leading a team. This year, as the president of the Esports Association, I want to carry out what my previous president had envisioned for the club, which is everything should be for like the long run. So definitely right now we're working on building a lounge, because in 5-10 years time I would love to see students playing on campus with those proper like PCs, those monitors, being able to have watch parties in a room, be able to have a community, a sense of community where you can go and you can like talk with your team, you can hang out with your friends. Like how amazing would that be, right?
Hmm.
I want to provide those kind of like long-term opportunities, those resources. I want to be able to show the government like, hey, this is a thing, and these students are cracked out of their mind. Like they deserve scholarships. They deserve to be playing for money. So I would say like there's a lot of like long-term projects like that I'm looking for, because like there's so many talent in like Alberta. There's a lot of talented people that you see like now in like the Twitch scene, in like the YouTube scene and the esports scene, but they have to outsource to like different provinces, or to the United States, because we just don't have like any incentive for them to stay here, which sucks. Like they have to go somewhere else, and then we're left with nothing. So I want to be able to kind of set that foundation, so the next following people that do take over my position continue that legacy for us.
That's great. Yvonne, Patrick, if you guys wanna apply for a full-time position there in the University of Alberta to continue the Esports Association, I can talk for you guys.
Yes, please.
Right.
Yes.
Amazing,
I'd
amazing.
love to.
Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. And also, just to wrap this up, like, where can students or people in general in general find you on social media?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can search us up at UAlberta underscore ESA. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter. Uh, I don't even know what else we have. Do we have like TikTok?
Yeah, so I'll continue. We have
Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you look at our social media, if you look at any of our main social medias, like Twitter or Instagram, it will usually lead to like a big link of all of our social medias. Our main hub, of course, is Discord. So you'll see all of our announcements, all of our like news, all of like the updates solely on Discord. But we will provide updates and whatnot on Twitter. It's just going to be vague.
That was great, guys. That was great. Well, we stay in touch, and yeah, have a great day.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.